Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and I have for you today, for Tutorial Tuesdays, the finished pieces that we worked on last week with the decoupage. Before the project starts today, I wanted to show you some finished pieces. And as you can see, I added beads, some boho beads and some glass beads to this one. It turned out very nicely. I love the colors. And I found some crackle beads and a foil bead, and then I picked up all those greens. So that is that particular pendant. And I'm gonna switch out and show you two more necklaces, and I'll be right back. All right, so this guy, I really love this one. I love the color combinations of the coppers and the blues. I used some sparkly beads and some pearls, some crystals, I think some more crackle beads, and then some rondelles up there. And then here's the beads. They have a nice luster once you put several layers of that decoupage on there. There's the pendant. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. And as you can see, once you get that napkin, whatever it is you're going to use, the colors pick themselves. I just found beads that coordinated. So you've already got a color scheme kind of built in. So on to the next necklace, and then we'll get into today's project. So this is the last necklace. As you can see, he's pretty long. Well, I put a tassel at the end. I thought the tassel would be pretty. And this is our birdie from the napkin. And then I used some really pretty Greek, I think they're pottery beads, and some cloudy, muted. You know, this was a very muted palette, so I used very muted colors and some brass, and tried to pick up some of the rusts in some of these beads and more brass. And there's another one of our focal beads. I like the way this turned out as well. A foil bead, very elongated bead. Back up to those. These are really cool, these Greek pottery beads. I found those at the Rock Barrel where I live. So that is the last necklace I made. I did make other beads, and I'm trying to find things to coordinate with them. So that's why you're seeing 3 today, and not, I think I had a butterfly pair of earrings I was trying to make, and I did not have tassels that I wanted to put, so I need to get some orange tassels that match. So at some point, those will reappear. Anyway, let's get into today's project, and that's going to be a lot of fun, and similar to this, but a little less messy. So I'll be right back. Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and today I have our Tutorial Tuesdays. Just a note, I had filmed this earlier today at 5 in the morning before work so that I could get this to you at noon. And unfortunately, the fates intervened and my video got messed up. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I ended up having to delete it. So I am redoing it today. And I will have this out today, of course. But I did want to have this out to you by noon. That didn't happen. But I do want to give a shout out to my dear friend Michael, who also, by the way, has a YouTube channel called Getting Out in Life. And he is in my playlist if you're interested. Check it out. He does lots of great around the town videos for the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and he explores small towns and the history, and it's very, very interesting. And I always learn something when I watch it. But anyway, he's been a YouTuber longer than I, and he's actually the reason I have a channel anyway. He encouraged me and made me brave enough to try this. So anyway, I contacted him this morning because I was having a lot of trouble uploading my video. And so, God bless him. You know, he came through. He's my IT guy, and he helped me figure out what was wrong, but I couldn't fix it. So, that being said, I have to redo this. But speaking of Michael, I will be also collaborating with him, and I'm hoping to do some jewelry how-tos with his wife, kind of a collab kind of thing. So be looking for that at some point. And so I just want to give him a shout out because he does watch my videos and I watch his. We try to be very supportive of each other, and I just really appreciate his help this morning. So anyway, we are going to revisit, or I am going to revisit, what you should have seen earlier, which is our next focal project, which is some laser wood components and washi tape. Now, for those of you who don't know about washi tape, as you can see, comes in a variety of styles. It is a decorative tape. A lot of art journalers use it. A lot of mixed media artists use it. I'm a mixed media artist as well, and I love to use it in my projects. And it's a very versatile tape. You don't need to be an artist to use it. It's great for what they call bullet journaling. You can jazz up envelopes to your friends. There's just a variety of things you can do with it. So we're going to be using the wood components today and the washi tape. And this particular washi tape is, I just want you to take a look at it. It's so pretty. This came from an online store called the Washi Tape Shop, which I will link below. And these components came from a shop called EK Studio, which I found on Etsy. But you can find washi tape at any of your big box stores. Hobby Lobby has it. I believe even Walmart has it. Joann's, Michael's. You can buy it online. You can buy it on Etsy. And then if you're looking for components like these, I would just put in the search laser wood jewelry components. But I will link this gentleman's store down below in my description, and also the Washi Tape Shop, because they have really exquisite tape. And they're not cheap, but you get a set. So I believe I got these and maybe one other together. And I just, oh, they're just so beautiful. This one has koi fish and flowers. This one has lilies. Really beautiful. So they make really nice focal beads. And then I think I found these little polka dot ones at Michael's. And you can just get a variety. I mean, there's just tons and tons of varieties out there. And depending on what type of jewelry you're making, they even have more kid-like ones. If you're going to do kids jewelry, I don't know if any of you out there do that, with unicorns and the rainbows and the, you know, the teddy bears and that kind of thing. If you want something more sophisticated, you can go to like the Washi shop. But anyway, this is what we're basically going to be working with today. And it's not complicated. You're just going to need a very good X-Acto knife. Now I got a set on Amazon with tons of blades. I will also link this below. And you don't need all these blades, but you do need a fine blade to get into some of the corners and the tight areas, I would say. And of course, this is very, very sharp, so you want to be careful. But this is basically what we're going to be using today. So these are just kind of an example of the shapes that the gentleman that I buy from has. And I just checked his Etsy shop today, and he has tons more. And he was tickled when I ordered from him, just so you know, and sent me extras. So I don't know if he's still doing that. I believe he's in Russia. And he sent me a really nice note when I placed my order. You don't have to buy from him, but I really do like his components. And as you can see, there's little holes so you can make earrings. These are very lightweight, and they are kind of a composite of wood, and then he laser cuts them. And they were packaged beautifully. And as you can see, like this piece here comes in 2 components, and he's got them taped. So just FYI, EK Studios, and I really, really like his pieces. So without further ado, I think what I'm going to do is pick some pieces out and just show you an example of what I'm talking about as far as technique. It's not difficult. There are a few things you want to keep in mind, but for the most part, it's pretty straightforward. So I'm going to put this to the side here and just pull out a few of these components just so we can get an idea of what I'm talking about. It's same technique for every piece, but the key is that whatever size your piece is, you want your tape to be, my tape's rolling all over. You want your tape to be the same width. So in other words, if you have a very wide piece like this, so like say you would want to use this tape here. Well, this is too wide, as you can see. So this is going to be more the width you're gonna want. So you see that? And you know, for a nice long narrow piece like this, I thought this would be cool. And that is the same, pretty much the same width. You can have a little extra, but that's what the X-Acto knife is for. So let's start with that. I'm going to move these up here. We'll work on those in a minute. We're going to start with this piece. And literally, I mean, this tape is really user-friendly. And if you're not comfortable with the adhesion from the tape, you certainly can use a spray adhesive. I wouldn't use jewelry glue only because I think it might be too heavy duty and it might seep through. But you're just literally going to pull your tape and lay it on your piece like this. And then just smooth it. Take your X-Acto knife and give it a cut. Okay. And then flip it over. And now you're going to trim. So that's what's great about these X-Acto knives. They can get into tight spots, and they also are very exact. And that's what you want. This is not a decoupage project. This is less messy and more exact, if that makes any sense. So as you can see, I can get really tiny pieces off of here. Now I will say, if you want to paint this piece, if you don't want the wood showing on the edges, you most certainly can do that. That's up to you. That's a designer choice. I kind of like the wood showing. I just want people to know what the actual material is. And then if you feel like you need to trim it, like I said with the X-Acto knife, you can get really fine pieces off of here. And there is your piece. And of course, you've got a hole. So you can come in here and take the point of your X-Acto knife and just spin it around. Tuck in your little pieces. And there you go. You can add your ear wire and some dangles if you want. Of course, you want to do the other side. And then after you've done this, you can go, if you're not happy with how this is adhering, I mean, it's on pretty good, as you can see. I would just maybe go over it with a spray, clear, maybe matte spray paint, just to give it an extra level of security if you want. If you're going to sell these, I would definitely advise whoever's purchasing them not to get them wet. I think would be the main thing. But I think just general wear and tear is fine. So that's this piece. And I had done a piece earlier, so here's a set. So this would be really cute earrings. You could just do some dangles, like I said. I haven't done the other sides yet, but I will, and we'll do finished jewelry with those. So let's try another shape. Let's try this shape. This is a cute little dagger shape, and I thought this little polka dot was cute, or spots like they say in the UK. They don't call them polka dots, they call them spots. And you're just going to make sure that it's the same width or smaller. And come in with your X-Acto knife. This is like a really fun project you could do in front of the TV. Oh, and another tip I have, if it's curved, you can see what I'm doing with my thumb. Kind of score it a little bit, like this, and then when you turn it over, I think it helps with the trimming. Take your time, you don't want to slice yourself. There's no race, of course. I do like this polka dot pattern. I think it's precious. Who doesn't like a cute polka dot? I ask you. And see, now there's a little piece here that we can come in and trim. But isn't that cute? And then if you want to you can also use for this little hole, you could use a head pin. In fact, that might work better. Cute. All right. Let's see what else we got. Let's do... Oh, I love these koi fish. So this tape came from the Washi shop. And what I like about it is you can pick what section. See, look at that fish right there. I think I want to grab him. I'd like for him to show. And there's another little one. I don't know if it's probably not long enough. It depends on the length, of course. The nice thing about the really well-made tapes, which this is, like I said, a more expensive version. So I don't want to waste all this, of course. So we're gonna put this back on here so we don't waste any. It will stick back to itself. You can use it for another project. So we're gonna put our koi fish on this guy and just smooth it. Make sure there's no, oops. As you can see, I can pull it off too if I don't like it the way it's centered. That's what's nice about this washi tape. And let's see, I'm gonna pull it down a little. Now I've missed that side. Oh goodness. This is very close to the same width. Okay, here we go. Make sure there's no air bubbles. All right, we're gonna trim. Like I said, take your time. wants to stick to my fingers. So it's plenty sticky. You'll see when you try it. Oh, and do put a piece of cardboard down. You don't want to ruin your desk or whatever work surface you're working on, because the X-Acto knife will put grooves in everything. This is just a part of a box I took apart so I would have something to protect my desk. I did want to mention at the beginning of this video, those were the finished jewelry pieces from last week's project. So I hope you got a gander at those at the beginning. At the very end of our focal series, I will do a wrap up and we'll have all the projects and maybe a combination of the projects. And then next month is going to be more seasonal. So next month we're going to be doing not focals but just projects for the season, which of course will be Halloween. And as I said before, I'm not into the scary Halloween. I like the cute Halloween. So we'll be doing some cute Halloween projects. And then in November, we will, of course, be doing fall themed. And then, of course, in December, more holiday themed tutorials. And if there's anything that you would like to learn or see, feel free to send me a note in the comments. I'm not an expert on everything, but I am learning quite a few techniques. I do want to do some wire work with the focals. That's coming up. The next couple of focal videos will be wire work and also using fabric. So we've got 2 more of the focal series coming up. So there's our koi fish. Isn't that precious? I really like that. So, you can even do very intricate pieces. This guy I did earlier, he's pretty intricate. And what I would say here is just take your time. I used this tape, so you want to use probably a busy tape. I wouldn't use maybe something that has a scene, because you're not going to tell, unless you don't mind. That is still pretty, even if you don't know what it is. But maybe something like this would be good too. Or if you have a polka dot, or as they say in England, spots, that's wide enough, this one wasn't, then you could do that. And this turned out really nice. But I had to be very meticulous with it, which is fine. You don't need to be in a hurry. But that's pretty much the technique. I know it's not complicated. Just need to figure out the width of your piece and find a corresponding tape that you like and use adhesive or not, and then be very careful with your knife and cut those pieces out. And then later, if you do a coating, you can come back and do some finished jewelry. So I hope that this inspired you. I think it's a lot of fun. Here's some eye candy on the way out of some pieces I did on the video earlier today that we unfortunately lost, but you can just get an idea. I love this little flower. Thought that was cute. And there's another crane. And, you know, your imagination can go wild. Do look up different washi tapes. Check out the links I'm putting below. And see what you want to come up with. I think this is a lot of fun and has a lot of potential. So as always, thank you for joining me today. And take care of yourselves and your family. A shout out to my buddy Michael. Check out his channel. I thank him so much for his help this morning. And as always, and I will see you all on the next video.